Welcome back to another episode of These Two Girls podcast with your hosts,
Candy
and Cheyenne.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back.
We took a short hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to take care of some business. Candy for accommodating me. Thank you, producer, for accommodating me over this time. And I am happy to report that the time was well spent.
Yay.
Passed my exam. Last of the USMLE steps over.
Congratulations, Shy.
Thank you. I will not have to be studying for anything for at least a year and a half.
That's good.
Yes,
That's good.
So yeah,
All right.
we're back. We're gonna be, pulling out things out of our creative boxes and working on content and entertaining you guys as best we know how. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm with it. I'm
Yes.
feeling it.
Well,
All right.
let's not waste any time.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. We've been having this conversation for a while with a few people.
I know.
So,
Yeah, let's talk parenting.
let's talk non-traditional parenting.
Right.
Yes.
So like Cheyenne said, this conversation we've been having with friends, we've been seeing it online.
Mm-hmm.
Non-traditional forms of parenting. Now, what are we talking about, right?
So you know how there are some people, there are some women we see on, and men we see on social media talking about how, well, they want to have kids, and so they're going to stop taking this birth control, even though their man don't know. They're going to just trap him, trap her, shoot up the club, and she's just going to have to deal with whatever she has to deal with.
Right.
Why do we don't have to do it like that?
We don't.
Why do you want to? Because when you do it like that, then the other person is not in agreement, and now you create conflict.
But I think it's also because those people don't know that there are other ways that they can do this.
Yeah, they're just going these very toxic routes, and then now you're raising kids in these toxic situations.
Right.
And with one parent who, they want to live up to their responsibility, but they don't really want to be there. Kind of forced now into
And
this.
now they're just miserable, and they take it out on the child.
Woman's body, woman's choice. So you can't really say nothing, and she can't, you can't be pushing for any other options. And here we are. Now we have a child.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be that stressful. It doesn't have to be that toxic.
And so now we're having these conversations with our friends because we have friends that want to, they want to have kids, or they want to venture into this, and so they're researching other options.
Yes.
And we've realized that there are lots of other options out there.
Which are the types of people? Who are the types of people that would benefit from a non-traditional parenting situation? Because you have, we're getting a little older, For women, after you hit 35, we've talked about this before. You're now in an elderly gestational situation.
We're elderly
gestation after 35. Yes.
It sounds so disrespectful.
I only got 3 more years to go before I'm elderly gestation, and that's where I'm going to end up by the time I get around to having kids. But
okay.
And you have people who, a lot of our generation, we focused on our careers, so we waited a little longer to have kids. Maybe some relationships didn't pan out. We talk about our LGBTQIA community.
Oh, you used it correctly. Look at you. Yes. Okay.
So you have, maybe lesbian couples, transgender couples, whatever the combination that occurs. And reproduction might not be as simple. Right? And you want to have children. Maybe you don't want to adopt. And that could be an option too, but you wanna have some babies. So and then you have people who are platonic friends of the opposite sex or same sex. That
we've seen it. I shared an article with Shine the other day of 2 best friends, female best friends, that decided that, hey, I want a kid, you want a kid, we're best friends, let's raise a child together.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And no, they're not. It's not a lesbian couple. Just 2 best friends. One friend, she has her own boyfriend and whatever. But they did decide to raise a child together as friends.
And of course, all of these things are not simple things to come to conclusions with. It can be a little more complicated. You want to have very mature conversations going into this because you need to start, establish
Definitely.
like guidelines and be on the same page. However, the options are there. So what did you find?
So I think it all started when I saw a gay male friend of mine that I knew from high school. I saw that his best friend, a female, she's of age, she's older, she still didn't meet anyone, and they came together and they had a child. So it's, the gay friend and his best friend female, and they had a child together. So they were raising a child. They had a really fabulous baby shower. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of gay men out there that want children, and
that's one way. But there's also straight men.
And there are also straight men,
who've always wanted children.
So I came across the website coparenting.com, where you can sign up and you can be a man that you're looking for a woman to carry your child, or you're looking for a woman to partner with and parent the child with. A woman you can also go on. It's almost like a dating app.
Okay.
And woman, you can go on there also, and you can find someone to be your sperm donor, or someone to co-parent with, or what other forms I saw? I think there was one
just
more.
Like surrogate. If you want to be a surrogate to carry the baby.
Oh yes, if you want that option also. So men also wanting to just donate their sperm or sell their sperm, they're on there. And women, that's just like, hey, I have a womb, I'm willing to carry the child. So all of that's on that website. I came across a couple others. I don't have them readily available to list. But that was one website, coparenting.com, and I thought it was so cool that this is here. You have the profile, right? Like you create a profile, post your picture, state your background, because then you see people that saying they're looking for a redhead. Right, they're looking for a redhead female. They're looking for a Black American man of a sports background with a so-and-so IQ.
Okay. I feel like now they're like bordering, what is that term? Like genetic, like where you're genetic, designer genetics.
Right,
where you can design what you want your child to look
Ocho
like.
Single, he only dates women of athletic backgrounds. He only has his children with women of athletic backgrounds.
Interesting.
For that whole reason.
Okay.
He's building a team. And that's his preference. And I can't be mad at that.
Preference, yes.
So I see that on the sites, and it's the same thing with the sperm bank. There's a certain amount you pay, right? To get the sperm. And
yes, the sperm bank, what I found today, you can pay up to $700, $800 for some amount of sperm to be delivered for you for a separate delivery fee. Like $300 to $400 delivery, because it needs to be kept in certain conditions.
Frozen, right. And it's extra now if you want to reveal who the owner of the sperm is.
Yes.
If you want to have a video chat or a phone call, it's extra for every little detail.
Their video presentation of themselves.
You want to see a picture of them as a child, it's an extra. Like I saw, it's like $15 extra to see their picture when they were a child, and to see their picture now, and to see them a video, and to talk to them. It's all extra. And
this is different websites, so not all of them are gonna have the same available things, but
that's around.
I thought that was so interesting. Now, did you know how much it costs to do in vitro fertilization?
So now I get the sperm.
Yeah, so now you get the sperm.
So now the next step is getting it in.
Yes.
What's the price?
So I think, maybe not exactly what I'm going to say, but in vitro fertilization is like the process of harvesting eggs from you. Oh, okay. And then putting them together with a sperm and then putting them in.
Right.
So there are some, women who have issues with having children, various reasons, Okay. we can get into that extensively, but we won't.
Okay.
So what I never understood, and this is not to knock anyone, and this is not me being insensitive, but from my perspective, what I see women like this go through to have kids, I couldn't do that because they are injecting themselves with lots of hormones for months at a time, preparing their eggs for them to get multiple eggs at a time, because you can put egg and sperm together and nothing. You can have failed amounts of things, or you can put egg and sperm together, try to put it in, and it doesn't implant, and you don't get a pregnancy.
Right.
So you have to have multiple options at one time you're just kind of shooting in the dark to hope something sticks.
And hoping, shoot, and then cross your fingers.
And some women go through multiple cycles of in vitro fertilization. It is $12,000 and up. For one cycle.
Oh my God.
Of in vitro fertilization. I mean,
does insurance cover this?
Most times, no.
Oh my God.
And not cover, if they do, it's a portion and not a majority portion, like how you pay $20 at your copay at your doctor and the other 100 and something is covered by your insurance company. No. They might hit you with a $2,000. Here you go. Yeah. And I just think wow, that is a lot to deal with. Have you ever seen some of the women post, when they finally have a successful pregnancy and they have the baby, and they post the baby with surrounded by all the needles that they had to use?
I have seen that. I have.
It's horrifying to me.
I have.
And they my hat's off to them for going through things like that, but I could not imagine going to those lengths. I don't know. For me, on my personal level, it would be, let's go adopt some kids somewhere. That would be but that's my maternal instincts, even though people think that I'm very maternal. My need for maternal, to have my own child is not as strong as other people. And I understand that.
Right.
Yeah. That was I went off the deep end there.
I see. I'm here thinking about it now, and I've never thought about this part of the conversation for because you're making sense, right? It's a lot.
Yeah.
Not only is a lot of money, but the process is a lot. And I'm wondering to myself, would I want to go through something like that for the sake of me birthing my own child? So I've never really thought about that. But
I think with the stuff that we were talking about, where you're going to acquire just a sperm, really, that you already have functioning ovaries and functioning uterus, and you're just going to I think you pay this for the services of getting them inserted. And
so you can also do it at home by yourself. But what I also learned is there's a process called a cleaning process, where they do recommend that you get the sperm clean before washed. That's the correct term.
What are they washing? I should know this, but what exactly are they washing?
I don't know. But so if you do it without, because it's more expensive to get it washed. So if you take a chance and decide to get the sperm and not wash it and insert it at home, then there's a possibility that you could get toxic shock syndrome, or get some kind of illness, or just sick. But because there are people that do it on their own, because you can do it on your own, just be careful.
Okay.
But if you decide to get it washed, no, that's more money, and then it's now extra money. Now, if you decide to now go to someone that specializes in this and get it inserted, so there's levels to this.
It seems like it would be easier, if you were platonic of the opposite sex, to just get drunk and just do it real quick, and
there's that option, there's that option, but the thing expensive. Is, we're here, they're guys and they're females that's willing to do it that way, which is what we have learned. You don't have to go the route of going to the sperm bank, but that's some people that want to eliminate that whole
and then I wonder
male part of it. I don't want an involved male, so I'm going to the sperm bank and just deal with it there and be done.
But like I had this conversation with a close friend of mine, and she wants to have children. And so I was saying to her, like, and you have a lot of male friends that you have strictly platonic relationships with,
Right.
and they are
And they
of
don't have
age
children,
too,
right.
And some of them would have wanted to have children.
Was she interested in trying to talk to them?
She thought of it. She was like, wow, I never
She
thought
never
about
thought
it.
of that before?
She was like, that sounds really interesting, and I might start having these conversations.
I think you should have that conversation.
Yeah, because you never know. You like, these are people that you enjoy,
right? And you
your
consider
time
them
with.
really good friends.
You know
you
them
trust
to be
them.
right.
You trust them.
You trust them.
You
know that there's not going to be any conflict of interest down the road. You're if you end up with somebody else down the road, they're not gonna have to worry about baby daddy drama,
right.
baby mama drama.
Wouldn't that be the
that's
best?
The stuff that happens when you're like trying to trap somebody and they don't want to be there, and now they're forced to own up to their responsibility.
Child support
and
then in court going over like visitation rights.
No, you don't want to do that.
Right. So this is why the whole non-traditional form of parenting has come about, because people don't want the drama.
No.
I just want to raise a child, right? I just want a kid, but I don't want that extra
And especially
drama.
if you come to a point in your life where you're financially secure, you know you can
have
do
a good
this.
support system.
Yes. Then you don't really need to add drama to your life where there was none before. Like, why do that? Why go through that?
And we get it, right? We know a lot of our viewers, you're probably not going to be like, oh, what can they and China talk about? Like, I can already hear it. Can you hear it? Oh, what can they and China talk about with non-traditional parenting? Yes, it is a thing.
No, true. I mean, we have to start thinking outside the box. What else are you going to do here if you're in this situation? There are options.
Yeah.
Start save up your money.
I have a coworker. She's like in her late 40s, and she's still waiting around for Prince Charming, and I know it's a possibility, right? But she's waiting, right?
Yeah, okay.
And I'm saying, girl, there are options.
Does she want to have children?
She wants children so bad.
She better start having them. Is she in her 40s?
She is.
Girl, she needs to pop them out like yesterday.
I'm gonna share this with her.
Yeah, I mean, no shade, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
She does.
Because you never, at this age now, when you get there, you're gonna meet somebody else that probably already have kids and don't want to have any more.
Exactly.
Or whatever the case might be. But then if you do your thing and get that out the way, then you can live your life however you want after that.
So let me ask you a question, since we're on this conversation with the different options, the parenting, co-parenting, all of that stuff. Now, say, either a gay couple or two best friends, or they agree to parent, right? We agree that we're going to go into this parenting thing together. We're not into each other. We don't have feelings for it. We just want a child together. What are some of the things that you think that now we should lay out or talk about, or agreements? Like, what are we talking about now that we're moving forward with this?
Well, we're talking about living situation. Okay. We're talking about finances. We're talking about parenting style.
Parenting styles, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's all I could think of off the top of my head. We're talking about, future spouses, potential,
like how we handling bringing others
how
around,
are we gonna handle that? Yeah, those are the things that come to mind for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything different?
And religion.
Yeah, religion.
That,
I think that I've lumped that into parenting style and like how you want to raise the kid, and are we going to church? Are we going to church Sunday or Saturday or Wednesday?
Definitely parenting styles. What are we eating? I don't want my child to eat McDonald's, right? Or meat or whatever.
Yeah, those are important things.
And those are things that can start arguments for real. It may seem like simple, but I've seen it. Like, I've seen where parents disagree on some of these things, and it starts out as small little things, and it just explode towards it, and like, I never liked that you did this, and I never liked that you did that. You know.
But in general, even when you're in like traditional relationships and going along that route too, those are things you need to talk about early too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you guys plan on like,
Yeah.
those are
definitely
definitely
things you need to talk about early. So, Candy, do you think this is a route that you might consider?
I would
Yeah.
consider it. It's definitely something that I would consider.
Yeah. I support it. One, like when I was talking to my other friend, I was like, girl, I support you 100%. Do what you need to do. This is a great idea. You know, and the other stuff will fall into place, you know, how it's supposed to fall into place.
I believe I believe once you have the finances and you have a good support system and you kind of have an idea of the direction you're going in, you have the vision. I say, go ahead and try, you know, whichever one you decide. But research it, Google it. Like I said, coparenting.com is a website you can start out with. I actually came across a few others, and it's the same thing like a dating app. Swipe right, swipe left, right?
Wow.
Like, you want to message this guy, you want to message this girl. You see potential there.
Good to know.
Shoot your shot. You see somebody with freckles and you kind of want potential freckles on your child. There you go. You know, you can choose. So is that something that you'd be interested in doing? I mean, let us know.
I would love to talk more about this.
I would love to hear.
I'd like to continue like looking into this topic and having more conversations as we learn.
And
more.
If you know someone that kind of went through doing this the non-traditional way, let us know. We would love to have you as a guest on our show, so you can share with somebody else and share the process and what it was like. And
send us a DM.
Send us an email. Yeah, we're interested. We're really interested because we really have friends that they're really thinking about this and trying to pursue this. They're in this position. So feel free to share what you can that can help somebody else.
Yes.
Because we are not our parents, okay? We are not our grandparents, okay? We're not. So
So that's that for this episode. Anything you want to add or talk about? No,
but you know, stay tuned for a special episode. We want to highlight some new updates with our girl here, Cheyenne. So stay tuned for that. That's a special episode. And that's pretty much it.
All right. So as usual, follow us on Instagram at These Two Girls with the number 2, girls with a U. We're on Twitter, These Two Girls Pod. We are on TikTok, These Two Girls 954. Email us, DM us. The email is These Two Girls Podcast at gmail.com. Like and subscribe and share our YouTube page, These Two Girls.
Yes, and like,
all right.
Let me give you a moment. Hold on. Go ahead. Hit the button. Did you do it? I hope you did. Hit it. And hit the like button.
This one, they didn't hit it. This one.
You didn't do it?
Hit
do
it.
it right now. Right now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Next time.
See ya. Bye.